Alright, Gemini, here are the messages for March 2026. 5 minutes or less, 10-minute video or less. So if I remember correctly what February was for you, what February 2026, what the message came out was letting information come to you, not adding it up, not putting it together, giving people a clean slate. I think even deeper, message would be like giving yourself a clean slate when you believe you should be doing something to prove to others you're down or you're still with the growth of something. You got to clean your own slate of expecting to be farther with others, because you want to believe you connect when it's right on time, but present energy, nice. But it's about also accepting if there's more time that has to be taken, you gotta let that shit, take its time. And these are the indicators. See, I see this as a self-esteem card. You trusting yourself, your environment, how you feel to move forward. It's weird, Money does make you, having your shit together, having things around you, having sometimes relationships, people, definitely. Well, you have all those things, you probably have people in your life. They give you your feeling of security and abundance. But in this state, you definitely are going off the hints of something, just it looking like it's turning into something else, or it looks like it's growing into something. So therefore, let's make it official feeling. Detail number 1. Another 3. Another 3. Look at this. This adds to 3 too. My bad. Never mind. That's a 0. It's 2. This is 20. So. Damn. So giving yourself a clean slate when you expect to already be somewhere by now. I have this problem when it comes to learning something. Learning a language is not like learning how to do something with a tool, or it's not like riding a forklift. Still so many levels of learning you have to do with a language. And then I was studying grammar a while back. I'm going to switch up that way I try to study, because I realized that it's a lot of English grammar I really didn't understand, actually. So yeah, we don't know what to expect, about when to expect. When do we feel like we have the right to expect? The problem is, we're looking for things to replace something rather than supplement our lives, be in addition to our lives. Things can be an addition. We don't have to X out qualities of ourselves to be a part of something. Big problem I'm having is reminding myself, like, who I am is the key. This is again a problem. But this is why the game needs to be how it is, because it's right to to get this outcome. But the problem is, when do we feel like we are ready for this outcome? And you gotta feel this way about yourself, winning, and yourself being useful to yourself and others. And I've been having this idea about talking about the problem of knowing you're going to receive a gift. had a situation where I ended up, wouldn't say I ran away, but definitely wasn't ready to be seen. Wasn't ready to be seen or looked for, you know. So that's why it's like maybe that is an indicator, you know, man, I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't comfortable in something that I assumed. I mean, usually in these situations you're comfortable. Why am I not comfortable here? Tell myself these awesome situations I've been dealing with, it doesn't matter what I see at this point. Because as long as I'm putting it in the mind, it's already a problem. I'm already looking for it to compare it to something, to compare data results. This is why it's fun. So let me get off camera. Now you're so still. Still be still when people are expecting you to be there by now, you know. That's the expectation. How do you deal with that? When they expect you to be there by now, and it's not. What do you do with that? How do you deal with that? When their expectations are not being met, how do you still bring this feeling about the situation? Hey, it's okay. Hey, I still recognize this is good, even though this is the face of impatient or people who expect you to be there at this point by now. You giving yourself a clean slate for not being at this point by now. It's a beautiful test, you know. So there are the messages. There is ease here, there is progress here, except when you look at it from the lens of where I should be by now. It's take it all away. There's still points of your process that still need to be hit to even prove to yourself, reveal to yourself you're actually in the right place. So apparently there's more, I'd say, connection that needs to be, you know, checked. There's checkpoints you still have to hit until you're even able to say you're in progress of something, en route to progressing in something. It takes a lot to be able to know we're progressing. So nothing really here. Some messages just, yeah, stating, you know, it could be your environment not liking where this isn't at by now. It should be here by now. Well, this is the mentality of it should be this by now. And maybe the test is, how can you still remain yourself while people are demanding it to be like this by now? That's really real. That's real player. They expect you to be ready, but you're like, not yet, you know. That's why this is the present. And that's 10 minutes. Video's 10 minutes now. This is the present energy, you know. It's like the opposite of a vortex or a bowl. It's like if something from the outside could be spinning while the water remains still. Life does that, life is stirring us and we're not even moving. This is a perfect present energy card because that's exactly, like the wheels, how wheels look. But the opposite of a bowl, not a tsunami or, a little vortex, but it's like the outside spinning, but the inside is still still. It's a good visualization, Things will want you to shake yourself until you're ready and formed, until you believe. So there are the messages, Gemini. Apparently things are good. It's just when you think you should be somewhere by now, that messes you up. And then the real test, when others put that shit onto you and you have to remain yourself still. Well, we're not here. Are you going to be a bitch about it now and then reveal probably why we're not here, or reveal to life that yes, this is what you would deal with after you gratified them? They would still show this face. So you start to appreciate the idea of not being ready yet, and it was really a good test, like, man, we really rigged each other in a real toxic way to be upset when someone isn't comfortable. Why you tripping? Man, you ain't no fun. We really are good at pimping self-love out of each other, pimping ourselves out of self-love, out of ease and shit, and calling ourselves, social butterflies and shit. It's just funny. But if you're really, you get what I'm saying, Gemini. It's all about Zen. Yeah. They make fun of a person waking up without a clear goal. Well, you can have a clear goal, but be open to how you're going to get there. But the goal can't be, building connection. I mean, it's just a byproduct of being present and aware and paying attention to your day and how you can be involved in the day. So it's a funny game, this is. Before I get off the camera, I wanted the video to be under 10 minutes. Don't beat yourself up if you're not where you think you're supposed to be, and beware of feeling like the world is trying to stir you, even though you're unstirrable. You can't be stirred up. So then that means the month has to stir you up, has to put you in situations that would stir you up. My issue, my worries would be like, damn, people being in my face for not being comfortable yet, being comfortable enough. But that's a perfect test for me. Great. Now I'm going to deal with people who are putting this pressure on me for not being comfortable, even though that just comes with dealing with people. Like it just comes with being a person. You get comfortable. So later, Geminis, they're the messages for March 2026. Amazing cheat codes. I know. It's so light. It's the reason I blame this message for being pretty much somewhat the same as February. I always rant about retrogrades. It doesn't mean you still can't get an experience out of people. Like, I had a really fucked up mentality about retrogrades. I thought you would not meet or talk to anyone, or even look at them like a human being that's going to be in your day-to-day. Like, it's weird how I view retrogrades. I hate that I know about them. I have this preset almost subconscious acceptance of the time period about to be ahead. Like I'm about to step into something. I always want to watch out for that. I almost hate when I see an app show me, oh, retro. I'm like, fuck, I seen it. I have knowledge of it. But point what I really was trying to say. If you're involved to your best degree, it doesn't matter, because it's not a horrible book that these horrible fiction writers write. Horrible fiction writers write in stories where the main character loses for trying and dies for trying, horrible books. Actually get people to believe that that should be an outcome for someone, getting into weird territory. We're almost in the 20-minute territory video, goddamn. There you go, Gemini. But yeah, we have to remind ourselves, someone fantasizes about losing, and you don't want to let him pass that disease. And that's probably what I was trying to get to. How, like, some people, you have to be stronger than other people's doubts. Like, it's scary to be able to think about relationships. You have times when you see the other person losing faith, becoming discouraged. It even sucks that to be discouraged by something you once thought you wanted, believe you want. I mean, what is that? To just give up on something, be discouraged by how long it will take. And, at some point, even that, you gotta look at, what does that really mean, Do we need something that tests our patience? Just like the world tests you, the month tests you, God or the universe tests you, and then we believe we're being harassed, when it's a way to just test our belief in our character. So the best thing that can happen is someone showing you they don't believe in your patience. That's the best, that's the most ultimate way. God's like, all right, show them what you're made of. Show them who you are. Show them what we're about, Not being dissuaded, not being moved. It's funny, the world, movies, TV shows always try to make fun of the person with some dignity, like, oh, you're boring. You're no fun. Yeah. I get to these rants and shit. You know what I'm trying to say, Gemini? Later. Your videos always end up being a little bit longer. March 2026. March 2026, there are the messages.